proclaim that God is no respecter of persons, but in every nation he that feareth him, and worketh righteousness, is accepted with him.
all that were oppressed with him.
You know, I have been to worship services various places throughout this land that sound just about like what you just heard. And that kind of confusion, just like what you just heard, is what Paul, the apostle, writes about for the entire letter to the church at Corinth, Greece, as it is found revealed to us in 1 Corinthians chapter 14. At the time and place, there were so many people that were so zealous to prove that they have the Holy Spirit that all that is left to be heard becomes confusion. Speaking in tongues, and nobody knows what's being said. And so for the most part here, I will be reading from the 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verses 1 through 22. And the author here is Paul, a man that goes to great lengths to be sure and certain that all may understand what he is attempting to say. He goes to great lengths. But here we have the first 22 verses pretty much explains Paul's position. And after that is given information that backs up or gives a little different scenarios that back up what he said in the first 22 verses. So again, Paul does this to make sure that all believers can understand. And he did a pretty good job for them in Corinth and for us here if we take the time to read and understand what Paul was saying. However, I am, under some time restraints in these videos, so I see no reason to really present the whole chapter here. And so I will stop at verse 22 and finish with a couple other verses, 33 and 40. So now I begin reading in verse 1. Advice to the church of Corinth. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that you may prophesy. For he that speaks with an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto God. For no man understand him, howbeit in the Spirit he speaketh mysteries. But he may prophesy, he that may prophesy, I'm re-speaking this, speak unto men to the edification, the exhortation, and to comfort. He that speak in an unknown tongue edify himself, but he that prophesy edify the church. So I would that ye all speak in tongues, but I would rather that you prophesy. For greater is he that prophesy than he that speaks with tongues, except he interpret, that the church may receive edification. Now, brethren, if I came to you speaking in tongues, what shall I profit you? Except I shall speak to you either by revelation, or by knowledge, or by prophecy, or by doctrine. I'll throw it out there. Which one would it be? You would not know if you did not understand it. What good would it be? I'll get back to it here now. And even, this is Paul speaking again. Even things without life-giving sound, whether a pipe or a harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is piped or harped? Well, if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself for the battle? So likewise you, except you utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into air. There are, it may be, so many kinds of voices in this world, and none of them is without signification. Therefore, if I know not the meaning of the voice, I shall be unto him that speak a barbarian, and he that speak shall be as a barbarian to me. Even so, forsomuch as you are zealous of the spiritual gifts, seek that you may excel in the edification of the church. Wherefore, let him that speak in an unknown tongue pray that he may interpret. For if I pray in an unknown tongue, my spirit pray, but my understanding is unfruitful. What is it then? I will pray with the spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. I will sing in the spirit, and I will sing with the understanding also. Else when thou shalt bless with the spirit, how shall he that occupy the room of the unlearned say Amen at thy giving of thanks, seeing he understand not what thou say? For thou great verily givest thanks well, but the other is not edified. I thank God, this is Paul speaking, I thank God, I speak with tongues more than you all. Yet in the church I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that by my voice I might teach others also, than 10,000 words in an unknown tongue. Brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice ye be children, but understanding be men. For in the law it is written, with men of other tongues and other lips I will speak unto these people, and yet for all that will, they will not hear me, saith the Lord. Wherefore, tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serve not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. Just a few things I want to point out. The room of the unlearned is pointed out here. For those that may not know what that is, the church would be divided into 2 rooms. They would have the one side of the church where the people would be, the regulars would be worshiping and exhorting and edifying and doing all of these things. And then the next room over, in plain, in earshot and visible also to the main body of the church, were those that were the new converts that were just beginning to learn what was going on. So, with that said now, I just want to say again that God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as is found in all the churches of the saints. And that's from 1 Corinthians 14:33. So, let all things be done decently and in order. Also, 1 Corinthians 14. I believe that's verse 40. Think on these things. Consider these things carefully. And yet, once again, Mr. B.D. Baker saying to you, hope is to see you at the wedding.